It's Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. A lot to talk about. As many of you have been watching the news today, the Middle East is literally on fire. It's just a matter of time. Iran might be in for very, very big trouble. Chinese embassy evacuating from Tehran. This at 8:30 Eastern time this morning. And interesting, I didn't realize how many people, the population, the size of Tehran was. New York City is 9.7 million people. Tehran, 16.8 million people, almost 17 million people in that city. So hopefully cooler heads are going to prevail, but we may be past the point of no return, as it looks like America is going to get more involved in this war and maybe put an end to the leadership of Iran. How do you feel? Comment down below about being possibly dragged into this war, aiding Israel. I was talking to a couple other people about this, and I don't have an answer. I don't really know enough to say. I really don't. I don't like wars. There's innocent people on both sides, and this is going to be extremely costly. But does it have to be done? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I think Iran's been warned many, many times not to facilitate the construction of nuclear weapons, and they seem to have disobeyed that. A lot of people are taking sides of one or the other. So I really don't have an opinion on this, at least not yet. If you do, comment down below. But if you're in that area, you better get out. People are clearing out of there right now. Something is coming. Dow Jones today, down 300. NASDAQ, 180, down. Oil, skyrocketing, up $3.15. That's up to $74.92 a barrel, up 4.37% today. Gold had a nice little day, up a little bit over $7, sitting at $3,398. So right about $3,400 an ounce. Silver had a very nice day. As I make this video, up 84 cents, $37.29 an ounce for silver. Let me repeat that: $37.29 an ounce for silver. I think that gold and silver both are the two cheapest assets, the most undervalued assets on planet Earth right now. I think they're both going much, much higher. I say that because I continue to believe that we're going to see a lot more uncertainty, geopolitical, wars, economic, you name it. More uncertainty, more chaos across the world means gold and silver going much higher. And so if you don't have some of this stuff, make sure you have some. This is not financial advice. If you were a family member of mine, I would tell you, you need to have some hard assets like gold and silver, the two most undervalued assets on planet Earth. If you need help, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. And as always, make sure you have a safe place to put it. Get yourself a dirty man's safe. Bury this stuff under the ground. Go to my link down below also. Very important that you put this stuff away. That's not all under your mattress or sitting in a bank at a safe deposit box. Big mistake. So keep it, protect it, keep it safe, and keep it to where you can get to it if you need to get to it. We're going to see more things happening, not just in the Middle East, not just in Eastern Europe. Things are happening right here in the United States, and you have no idea what we might wake up to tomorrow or next week or next month. First view, this coming from The Hedge. Oil tanker erupts in flames after collision near Strait of Hormuz. One of these ships sustained a substantial breach to its hull and was on fire. And I was watching some of the video of this. Absolutely amazing, shocking, the size of this breach and the fire and the size of these ships just sitting there burning. But it took place this morning. They're saying it was not an attack on the ship. It was an accident. There has been reported widespread GPS jamming across the Strait of Hormuz. So that means that these ships can't communicate. They don't have navigation. These are massive ships. So a serious accident out there. And what's happening in the Middle East? And Iran is threatening to retaliate against Israel. And who knows if they have cells here in the United States and they could retaliate on U.S. soil right here against America. So we have no idea what potentially could happen in the coming days and weeks. Be prepared for anything. You must have food, water. Make sure you have security. Make sure you have barterable items. Make sure you have some cash put away, some gold, some silver. We've been talking about this for years. And I don't know about you, but especially this year, we are really seeing things come to fruition. We're seeing things really become unhinged across the globe. And right here in the United States of America, we have never been so divided. Will pressure from Trump and Vance spur Powell to cut interest rates? Will Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, cut rates tomorrow, Wednesday? I don't believe he will. I think right now the odds are that the earliest would probably be September, but I don't think we're getting a cut tomorrow. And in my opinion, we don't need lower rates. We need lower prices. We need to be paying less taxes. We need less government spending. There's a lot of things we should be doing, not just cutting rates. I think, in fact, rates should be raised. It is not going to fix the problem. It's going to cause more inflation. We need prices to come down. We need more purchasing power. We need more jobs. We need better paying jobs. And especially, we need government spending to come to a halt. It is really, really hurting this country. Bloomberg today, America's pullback from restaurants by most since 2023. Sales fell 0.9% in May. I will remind you, I talked about this the other day on a video. Jay's Deli in Palm Desert closed on Sunday. It was its last day. Only made it for about 3 years. There's a couple other restaurants that have closed this year, and many in the last 12 months have closed, and we're going to see a continuation, at least out here, of restaurants closing, and of course across the country as it's getting so expensive. The quality of food is really sad. The portions have shrunk, the prices have gone up. Everybody wants a tip to, put something over the counter for you to take out. Everybody wants a tip. And the overhead, of course, labor costs have skyrocketed. To lease a restaurant, a building, to put to have a restaurant has gone up. Taxes have gone up. Permits, licenses, food costs, everything has gone up. And so it's put so much pressure on the average restaurant. It's just so expensive to run a restaurant today, and it's very expensive to go to a restaurant today. To go to a decent restaurant is now a luxury. To some people, it's a luxury just to go to a fast food restaurant. That's why I'm choosing more to eat at home. I have a couple friends that have restaurants that I will eat at. Close to me is a friend that has a fantastic Mexican restaurant that I will eat at at least once a week. But it's very affordable, and he's able to do it. But and his business has done very, very well. But so many businesses cannot do it. They've cut the portions, cut the quality, cut the service, raised the prices, and it's really, really sad because it leaves you with less and less options, poor quality of food. And every once in a while, it's nice to just go out to lunch or go out to dinner, with your friends or your family. And it's becoming a luxury, and people are doing it less and less. And what happens when more restaurants close? We have more empty buildings. We have less small businesses. And think about what's connected to a restaurant. The food deliveries, the food companies, the paper towel companies, the delivery companies that deliver to these businesses, the Door Dashers, all this, the tax base to the city. There's so much connected to every restaurant that it's not just the restaurants that suffers when it closes and the customers. It's all the other jobs that are connected to the business. The hedge today, U.S. industrial production drops in May as capacity utilization sinks. Second decline in 3 months. Production fell 0.2% month over month in May. Auto sales also fell. Auto production and energy production also fell. Not a good sign for the U.S. economy. Home builder sentiment nears pandemic low as economic uncertainty plagues consumers. This is on CNBC today. Sentiment dropped 2 points in May to 32. Anything below 50 points, ladies and gentlemen, is considered negative. We are now at 32. I will say this. If you think that home builder sentiment is at a low, look at home buyer sentiment. It is even worse. The home buyer sentiment is plunging even faster than home builder sentiment in this country. And again, it is a reflection of what is happening in the economy. People just cannot afford the prices of these homes. You know what? They can afford a 7% mortgage. They can't afford a $300,000 house that is now $600,000. That's the problem. We need prices to come down. JetBlue cuts flights, parks some jets as weak travel demand deepens profit woes. Again, these are just indications of what's happening to our economy right now. I'm optimistic. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that in 24 months that we begin to see some of these factories open up, that we begin to see more good paying jobs in America, 24 to 36 months. But the question is, can you weather the storm for 24, 36, or 48 months? Because that's about how long it's probably going to take to at least begin to turn things around, if we can turn things around at that point. And I don't know if the average American can hang on that long. They overpaid for homes, they overpaid for cars, they've racked up credit card debt, student loan debt. They're having to pay inflated prices now for food, for services, for healthcare, insurance costs, utilities, you name it. And this is going to continue to just absolutely strangle the average consumer. But getting back to JetBlue here, here's some of their cost-cutting actions right now. Flight reductions, halting aircraft retrofits, parking some of their Airbus jets, downsizing parts of leadership. So you're going to see more layoffs. But here's the scary part. They're still operating. They are still functioning on borrowed cash to keep this airline running. They are running on fumes, basically. They are running on borrowed cash. And if something doesn't turn around quickly in this economy, you could see JetBlue in very, very big trouble. And think about how many companies out there have so much debt. And now rates have risen. They need to borrow money, but they can't afford to borrow money because rates have gone so high. And so many companies are just bleeding now because of the inflated costs of overhead. And they can't afford to go and borrow money when it was a lot less. And so this is putting a huge pressure on businesses expanding, and new businesses starting. People just cannot afford to start a new business right now. And I don't think there's probably been a more risky time of starting a business than right now. Investors see stagflation ahead, but slow interest rate cuts. CNBC Fed survey finds. On CNBC again, high inflation, stagnant economy, and elevated unemployment. Expect that for the second half of 2025. I don't think we're going to see a rate cut until probably the end of summer, September. And look, I don't even think you could rule out the chance that the Fed could actually begin to have to raise rates. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But just to remind all of you, just what's happening in the economy. I Googled this last night. 63% of parents are paying their kids' bills. 83% provide financial support for their groceries. 65% help with their kids' phone bills. Not young kids, 18 to 34. They're young adult kids. Let me be very clear. 18 to 34 years old. These people are typically out of the home. But 65% of parents are helping to pay their phone bill. 44% are helping with their car payments. 21% are assisting with their credit card payments. So this is a staggering number, and I don't have the number here. I think we talked about it yesterday or a day or two ago. We have talked about it in the past about how many parents are helping their kids, 18 to 34, have to pay their rent or part of their mortgage payment. So this is putting more pressure on the older generation, the parents, in order to help their kids out with groceries, with rent, with their phone bills, with their car payments. It's unbelievable what we're watching. And I'm seeing more and more people moving back home with their parents that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, having to move back home, married with kids, moving back home. And look, you got to do what you got to do. Get your pride out of the way. It might be the best thing for a lot of people to do now. If they have that opportunity, the ability to do that, maybe it's a smart move. Get your pride out of the way. If you have the ability to move back home and save some money or pay off debt, I personally think that's a great idea. I think it's great to be with family, surrounded by family. And if you can save money and pay down debt while you're there, why not do it? Get your pride out of the way. Nobody cares about your zip code. Right now, you should care about survival. You should be caring about paying off debt and stacking as much cash, as much gold, as much silver as you can right now. And I think a family unit that's together is much safer, much stronger. And so I highly advise that if you're thinking about doing this and you have the opportunity to do it, but oh, what are my friends going to think? Or, I'm not going to have my independence. F all that. Go home, whatever it takes. If you're there for 6 months, a year, 2 years, save the cash, pay down the debt. I think it's probably one of the best financial moves you could do. Spend time with your family. The strong unit together, the family unit together, I think at this time right now is extremely important. And I think it's a great idea. So get your pride out of the way. It might be a great alternative. And it's going to allow you to become financially free, debt-free. So if your parents are open to doing that, or a family member, I think you really need to entertain the offer, and something to really think about. I'm going to leave it there today. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the war. What side are you on? Should America be involved in this? Should we not be involved with this? Will we see some type of blowback here on U.S. soil if things move forward with Iran? Let me know your thoughts on that too. And what way are you guys preparing right now? What are your preps right now in case anything big were to happen on U.S. soil? And again, what are your thoughts for tomorrow with the Fed? Will they cut? Will they not? I believe they will not cut. I will say 90% chance no cut for tomorrow. I'm going to leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Be careful out there. Exercise situational awareness. Walk close to God. Talk to all of you soon. Take care.